What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Lou Alejandro. Welcome to another episode, but it's actually a special episode because it's not just the tax collectors here, but it's another podcast girls with us doing this. Give it up for It's Just Complicated, everybody.
Welcome in the building. Welcome.
You know, we're excited for this because they're the female version of what we're doing. You know, they're doing the episodes, they're doing the editing. They have, their accounts. They got Linktree. I don't know if you guys know Linktree. I mean, people watching, but if you got a Linktree, that means you're official.
We're trying.
Official. They got their own mics. They got their own equipment. I saw they had their own equipment. I'll say, you know what? They're official. So we wanted to partner, and do an episode and, just give us a shout out for everything that we're doing because it's not easy being podcasters. It's not easy doing this.
Pretty sure they know of anything.
It's a struggle.
We've talked about it.
Why don't you introduce yourselves real quick? First of all, I got Ricardo and Robbie. We already know.
What up? You know us.
What's up?
Robbie.
We got Ricardo, the cutest member of this podcast.
Come on,
we always say. And,
Not today, he's not.
Oh,
damn.
And that's a fact. And we're gonna take with that. It's just complicated,
It's just
guys. All right.
But anyways,
Hey guys, welcome to Tax Collectors and It's Just Complicated.
Hey.
that's it.
That's
So,
I know, right? But we can't hear it because we don't have the
Oh, yeah,
headphones.
That was this editing.
so we are It's Just Complicated. My name is Michelle,
I'm Dunny. And I'm Fernanda.
and we're here for an awesome episode tonight.
Yes.
We're actually
Yes.
excited to do this because in our podcast, if you guys listen to our episodes, we're all moms and we try really hard to not make our episodes about us being moms because we want everyone to enjoy our podcast episodes. But it's really hard when it's three women talking about
That's true.
life and how it's just complicated in their lives.
That's true.
So we're really excited to talk with three men
And get your perspective.
just talk about life in that
I
sense.
like how she said that though. Can we just emphasize
Yes.
three what?
And I'm just kidding, men.
Come on, man. That's what's up.
Definitely.
So
but
your podcast is called It's Just Complicated. Let's emphasize just.
Because
As
a
you
lot
can
of
see
people
on the
miss
logo.
it. Right
It's
there.
just complicated. So just a briefing. Why don't you tell our audience what your podcast is about?
How life is just complicated.
Amen.
That's it. That's it.
That's
Give us a little
It's
meat.
really just that. It's honestly talking about life in general, all subjects, like not just being, obviously for us, it's perspective as mothers,
Yeah.
but for anybody. Like we had on an entrepreneur episode, we had episodes with guys like raising boys. So it's
right.
really just all in general. So we try to, like she said, captive all the audience we can. Reason why we're excited to be here so that we can actually get into conversation and have that like
Of course.
healthy discussion about
Yeah,
these
yeah.
things
Yeah.
that nobody talks about. I think that's the other thing we want to bring to like conversation that people are afraid to talk about out there because social media is such a pretty world,
Yeah, right.
and the reality is that shit gets really ugly sometimes.
How long you guys started the podcast?
3 years?
2021.
started, 2021.
And how it came about? Somebody had the idea, hey, let's do this?
It's the
or-
group chat that made it out of the group chat.
It's all about the group chat.
It's the product of a group chat.
Yes.
So we have a group chat, and we talk very often on it. And sometimes we'll like talk about random subjects. And one day we were talking, I don't remember exactly what is it that we were talking about, but I was like, dude, we should have a podcast.
Yeah.
Like these are subjects that we should be talking about with other people.
And also because we all have such different views on life. Like
Yeah.
once
Right.
you get to know us, you'll see how different
We're
we are
very
from one
different.
another. So we were like, oh, that's cool. Like we can talk about topics and we all
Right.
have different opinions. So we can, reach different elements of
Yeah, and
topics.
And I think like shortly before, COVID was
Right.
in 2020. And then as a teacher, I was messing with a lot of apps and different things. And one of the things that I found was it was like kind of like a journaling podcast where you just go and you do quick like recordings.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys remember, but this was one of the reasons that it started to like spiral between us and our conversation was because
Cappuccino?
yes, I think
It's called
so,
cappuccino.
right? And I was like, hey guys, like every day record like something and let's start putting it out there because we have
Right.
different thoughts. And then I was like, just go in, hit record, do like a little 5-10 minutes, maybe 30 seconds of
Right.
what idea you had of the day. And let's put it out there and let's see how it is. And then obviously that was kind of hard. Not that podcasting is any easier, but like it
Did
just
we
kind of
go on a
transitioned into that.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think the
That's
hardest
up.
part is all the background part. Like
Absolutely.
and then like maybe like when you first sit down ready to record, because once you hit the record button, it's just
Yeah, that's the
it's
fun part.
an easy flow.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but we appreciate you girls being here with us, because I'm like, man, we got to get perspective on girls as well too. Things that we go through and things that we.
Yeah.
But like you said, I know you said you talk a lot about parenting. And I think with us, sometimes we always go back to church stuff and mental health stuff. I think even when the sangria starts flowing, I think we talk more about church sometimes, because I think we all, and I know we had
No, when the sangria starts flowing, he starts dropping his cup.
No.
That's how you know.
No, it's a good time.
but
We got him a sippy cup today.
This one,
they put a whole little special chair
yeah,
for me.
because
just
he
for
had
me.
it on right there in the floor next to the cables and stuff. Listen, bro, these cables, at least $25.
I will
each,
say
bro.
the one thing that you
$30
guys
each.
talk about that I think that we talk about a lot too
Yeah.
is the relationship side. We
Yeah,
talk a lot about
yeah.
relationships because we have different perspectives on
Right.
relationship, and you guys do too. So I think
Definitely.
that's a nice little mix of like getting a men's perspective of it.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
there's a
no,
little
I
bit
think
of,
we have a good
Yeah.
a good mix here of
I-
single
Yeah.
parents, right?
Yeah.
Married.
Yeah, married.
marriage.
Emotionally unavailable.
Jeez. Listen, maybe we could talk about that. No, I'm not.
What?
not
Are you really-
I'm not emotional.
I didn't say
emotionally
name.
involved.
Hey, Rob,
You just
put your
put it in your
up and
thumb.
down.
You just did the thumb thing. That was all.
And look,
Are you really-
Yeah, there you go.
No, so listen. One thing the viewers don't know too is that for us, with the way you guys were explaining it, if this was my first time listening to you guys, I would think you guys were friends and you guys like
Yeah.
randomly out of nowhere just like was cool and said let's do a pod. But you guys aren't friends.
No,
I mean,
we-
you guys are friends. I'm pretty
No,
sure.
we
that's
actually
the
hate
friend
each other.
ratio.
It's funny because we say that if we weren't cousins, if we weren't blood, we would not be friends.
Right.
Well, listen, there's this new Cardi B song that came out and it completely explains this, and it says that first this bitch hate me. No, wait,
Yeah.
was it? First this bitch hate me. I'm trying not to curse, but it's
No, that's
coming
not
out.
doing
So
great.
first
No
this
judgment
bitch
zone
hate
over
me,
here.
then this bitch hate me, and then they become friends. So if you know,
Oh,
that's how this all started.
Well, I think that also helps you guys, right? Doesn't it help you guys though? Because I think you guys, the different personalities, kind of like it would naturally, like you guys wouldn't be cool. Like,
Not at all.
Not
but
at
then
all.
the
We
fact that
talked
your
about that,
family
too.
is like, yeah, well, I guess I'm gonna see them when the family
Guess I
gathering.
gotta talk to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Well-
and you guys are Brazilians, right?
We are
Throw
Brazilian.
that in there.
Brasileiras.
Yes.
Go ahead. What you was gonna say?
I was gonna say that while we wouldn't be friends, I feel like we've came a long way. I feel like 5 years ago, we grew up together. We're cousins since birth. We've been raised together, so we're very close. But 5 years ago, I would tell them like I really would not be friends with you guys. But I feel like today I love you guys.
But that's
Nah,
also
baby.
because her standards of friendship, it's like you're in a relationship with her. Oh, I do think you to be friends with her.
Y'all uninvited to my 30th.
It's okay.
We
Get outta here.
weren't invited.
Yeah.
No, I think if I was in, no, I wouldn't be friends with this guy if I wasn't.
You don't think
like
so?
that, man. Look
If
at
these
this
guys weren't
guy.
related, I wouldn't be friends with this guy. Especially this guy.
I'm the only one like I chose my friends. You guys,
We didn't have a
No.
yeah, I chose my like podcast.
No, but
mates.
it's a big family you have though, right? Bunch of cousins. and-
Yeah.
You-
So
Yeah.
honestly, when you have
Yeah.
a lot of cousins and you are close knit like that, I mean,
Yeah.
your friends are your cousins mostly, right? I mean,
Right,
it's
right.
more
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Right.
we're really tight. Like our family is really close. But I will say, like, even though we say we wouldn't be friends, out of all the cousins, we are the closest. Like
Right.
we're
The
close,
realest.
right? We're
That's what's
close,
up.
but we're really like we are really friends. Like we're honest to each other about how we feel. Where
That's
when
up.
we think that one is slipping and the other one's like, we will hold them accountable.
That's
So I think like it's a real friendship.
So
That's
the
what's up.
other cousins in that group chat, or was it just your?
No, it's just us.
Oh,
Well, my
exclusive.
sister, my sister
not
was
invited.
included because she started the podcast with us, and now she's on maternity leave.
Well, I hope
So-
your rest of your family watches this and notices.
Well, let
that
me ask you this
I
question.
think they know.
They know.
They
Well, let me ask
know.
you this question because when you guys do the podcast, do you have other family members that want to join or that feel a certain type of way because they're not in it?
No.
I don't think about the podcast, but I think we have set the boundary now. We had issues in the past of
Right.
like, oh, you guys are always hanging out. Oh, you guys are always together. But I think we have set the boundary of like, we have different friendships. So like when we are with you
Right.
guys for the kids, we hang out with everybody. I am close to my other set of cousins. She's close to another set of cousins. Like, it's just, I think that now they understand that it's just we grew up together, like from birth. And a lot of our other cousins, we weren't that close. Or we were closer later in life.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So,
You guys.
but yeah, there is. We've gotten the.
I do say we have some supportive cousins too who listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
And they're
Come
like,
on
oh,
now.
Shout out.
You
Yeah.
gotta
Sure.
press like when this comes out.
she texts me every time she's listening to it. And she's like, you guys are so funny. And we're like,
Oh, that's what's up.
But do you have any cousin that be like, you guys are so bad?
Well, my cousin
Your cousin?
from my dad's side, he's always critiquing every episode.
but it's good. I feel like good feedback.
Yeah, his
What,
is.
what about your parents or like your aunts?
Oh
listen.
man, our parents when they listen to it, they're like, "Stop twisting shit. It ain't that serious.
Mom
Stop
just supports it from
bullshitting."
afar. I don't think she listens to it.
Yeah, my parents support. Yeah, they do. They do support
They're
it,
not
but
like, "Why you
then
said
know
that?"
they were
Or-
raised differently.
It's funny. Do you guys get like, oh my God, you guys have a podcast? That's so cool. Feedback?
Definitely.
Do you guys
Of course.
share
Everyone-
with everybody that you have a podcast?
All the time. I even make sure the DJ gives us a shout out.
I don't do it all the
Every
he
time.
did.
Every
What-
time we go.
Yo, he does that all the time.
One
Yo,
time
make sure you tell the DJ tax collectors in the building.
Hey.
Last
Just like
Or
we were-
sometimes tax collectors.
Last time we
podcast,
were
you know?
at 55, right? And we're like chilling, we're having a good time. We're we're dancing, we're like, we're with a group of friends. And next thing you hear is, shout out to tax collector.
We were like, what?
We were like, what the hell?
And then we see Rick, and I was like,
I'm about to DJ.
"Hey!"
A little
Drink on
horse, you know.
that was us at at Cloth. That was I was a women's.
We have a friend that
Right,
she's
right.
she's an influencer, and she was really adamant about like, I'm gonna shout you guys
Yeah.
out. But like, I feel like we're so like humble in the sense of like
So shy about it.
we have a
Right.
podcast.
We're like, hee 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 hee.
Maybe you should listen to it. But like, I feel like we shouldn't be. I don't know. I'm a little scared of like what people on the outside of
Right.
like in the professional world. Because one, we
Mhm.
curse a lot. Two, we're really honest about what our life looks like. So sometimes my coworker the other day was like, "You have a podcast?" I was like, "Yeah."
No,
Yeah,
Don't listen
seriously
to
though.
it.
I used to be a teacher, and slowly everybody started to find out about it, and they're like, "Yes, Santos has a podcast," and I was like, "Yeah, but you
It's
should
the-
listen."
No, I think this is my next question. Like, what's your biggest insecurity when doing a podcast? Like, what's like
Facts.
It was my
because
profession.
your profession?
sure.
Same,
But
a little
not
same.
now.
Like what, teacher?
Who cares? I used to be a teacher. Yeah,
It was your profession? I thought you were so proud of that.
No, insecurity.
I
as in, like,
was
doing the
like,
podcast.
yeah, like,
Oh, doing a podcast.
yeah.
I think for me, it's just the people pleaser in me that I still now I don't give a shit.
Right.
But a year ago, I was like, damn, what if I say something that like people are gonna be like, oh, really? That's how you think?
Right.
But now I'm like, I don't really give a shit. That's really what I think. And you like it, you don't move on.
Okay, I'm going to tell my insecurity. This is a big one because like I'm already blushing thinking about it. But my insecurity of the podcast is having to tell the viewers something that makes me very insecure. And it's that I live with my parents. But on the last episode, it happened. And I was like, you know what?
Yo, I just moved back with my mom, yo.
Hey, shout
Come
out.
Hey.
Shout out.
No, that's real. No, it's,
You do what you gotta do.
But is it because I think like how is it in the Brazilian culture? Because I know in the Spanish culture it's like
It's very common. No, in
It's
the
very
Brazilian culture,
common.
it's very normal. Until
It's
you
very
get
normal
married,
too?
you're with your parents.
Mhm.
But we
Yeah.
live in America, so it doesn't feel like that
So-
for me.
Yeah. Also, I feel like in
Yeah.
our culture, we marry it's either you marry too young and you're out, or you don't and you're in still. So in her case,
Right.
she's
No,
Wait, but have you ever been out?
For in college for a little bit, but
Yeah.
never long.
Michelle, how long you been out your parents?
Since
12 years, maybe.
12 years.
Yeah.
And because what she said, you got married. young.
Married. Yep.
Oh, okay. And so how many of us are married here?
two of us.
too.
Mhm.
Three of us.
Come
Well,
on. now.
three.
Come on.
Yo, say it
I want
proudly.
somebody to put me on the spot.
Say it proudly.
I have to. If not, listen. Yeah, she wouldn't I would have
Yeah.
been sleeping on the couch for a week.
Let's get that out there.
His wife, because she's also Brazilian.
that.
Yeah, and I'm trying to make
But-
her the investor of this podcast, but
but-
she's and her and Marcia. Hey, Marcia. Yo,
No,
where's that
you always
picanha?
double. She always double. But do you get this? Maybe it's because I'm a guy. I'm not sure if women feel the same. So because I have a kid, I feel like this idea, like the idea of marriage or get into a relationship or marriage more in a sense, because I've been in a relationship, even
Yeah.
after my daughter. Like there's no rush for me to for marriage because I already have my daughter. I don't know if it makes sense. Like a huge part of it is like, yo, when are you gonna have kids? And because I have my daughter,
The pressures.
pressure is
I hear that.
I don't know if I'm rightly explaining it.
No,
You know?
I feel that. I feel like I also have a daughter. And so for me, if I'm single for the rest of my life, I'm cool. I'm like, I have Emily and I have myself. And honestly, that's enough for me. And I think the pressure that a lot of people feel like, oh my God, I'm still not married. Oh my God, I still don't have kids. I'll never get married. I'll never have kids. Like we don't have to worry unless getting married is something that's important to you. But I agree. For me, it's like I have Emily, I have me.
Yeah.
I'm good. Honestly, sometimes I'm like, I'll be single forever, and I think that'll be just fine.
No, you'll.
Hey, come on. I think.
No.
I think. I do believe you mean it. I do believe you mean it. But I feel like everyone, male or female, feels like they get to this point where companionship is super important, and it's not just like because I need it.
Right.
It's like
it would be nice to have a partner and do life with a partner for sure.
Right.
But it's not like I think I can still have a good life without that.
For sure.
Like I'm not like staying up at night because I don't have that. And maybe when I'm 40, we can do another episode and we can talk about it.
Come
but
on
right now,
and then you'll be like, I'm 3 years married since our last podcast.
16 years.
the day after the podcast, I got married.
For you guys that have kids, how is it like dating? Like when you're dating, are you looking for someone thinking about your kids? Of like, is this someone that I would want around my child? Or you only think about that after you're like dating?
No, now.
He can't date nobody because it's even my...
No, that used to be one of my biggest insecurities. You know, I had 2 girls that I was starting to date and they said they couldn't do it because I had a kid.
Oh my God, I had a guy do that to me.
No
After
way.
a year of dating. I was like,
Wait, you didn't tell me you had a kid for a whole year?
First date, I told him.
He didn't tell her that he was
totally
cool about it.
Though, a guy did
a whole year. What a waste of my time.
Well, maybe
and that's why I don't waste time I'm in.
But in his defense, I think that.
Okay. This is just complicated. This is why it's
on the other side of the perspective of it. Listen.
Objectively.
I think
And see, we're not friends.
he might have thought that in the beginning he could have dealt with it. And I'm saying this because like I had a relationship that he had a child, right? But I always been very motherly. So for me, it was really easy. For me, it was really easy to step in because like the moment I met the child, I love them. And I was like, this, like, I'm going to be there for the child. But I don't know how it's in the men's perspective of like stepping in.
My biggest thing is always the baby daddy issue. That's always my biggest, like, because I've seen a lot of stuff like, oh man, my ear fell out. What the hell, these headphones? But anyways, my thing is always like, I've seen a lot of like in my work or in my family, a lot of like women having issues with baby daddies, right? Or the dad, the father of the, so I feel like for me, it's always like, yo, how's your relationship with the father of your child though? Like, cause I don't, sometimes it gets dramatic with them or, it gets intense. So I'm like, I don't want to jump into something that's going to be like.
You're involved in that.
I don't want to be involved in that,
fair.
But vice versa though, too, though. I tell a lot of female friends, I'm like, dude, if you're going to get involved with this guy, make sure that, there's a separation and make sure there's some boundaries between him and the baby mama. Like make sure because you know how it is, like our attachment is sometimes to the mother or father of our kids, and you have to be able to break that in order to get into a relationship. So, but
I do think though, like I don't think that people realize sometimes that when you're co-parenting, you should set those boundaries and not let your partner come in to set those boundaries. Because for me, I get along with the baby mother now way better than we got along when I was dating him. Like we're like best friends now. And there was a little of a tension between. And I feel like it was a lot because he didn't kind of set that boundary then. Because in the beginning it was kind of like, oh, like I'm not going to tell her that I'm dating. And then she finds out. And now she's hurt because she's finding out there's other people.
So
you know what I'm saying? And then she not only finds out that you're dating, now she finds out that you are hanging out with her son, and her son likes you so much to the point now that he's going home and telling his mom about you, right?
Right.
So for me, very important. So my daughter has never met anyone I've ever dated. She's 8 now. So that's just something for me. It's like we have to be dating and committed for 6 months, and then you can possibly see her.
Yeah.
Great.
And
But what if they're millionaires? Would it be shorter?
Good
like
question.
2 months?
No. It depends how much is he paying the millionaire for 6 months before my daughter meets him. But I would. It's the co-parenting part is hard because in the perfect world, it's like I would like to introduce my partner to the father of my child.
Of course. Yeah,
Right, right.
Like all like let's go out for dinner.
Yep.
Let's hang out. Let's meet. Like my daughter's gonna be there. It's gonna be great.
Yep.
But the father of my child is not. He's not about that life. So it's like, all right, well,
That's not easy
tough, though. I mean,
It's just
how do you
compromise.
do it? Because you met the
like some boyfriends, some of my baby mama's boyfriends.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so I'm
kind of awkward, right?
I mean,
As
honestly,
a man,
I think it's
don't know.
my biggest thing is like, because I don't. So I'm always telling her like when we argue, I'm like, dude, I'm the coolest baby daddy. Like, what are you like? If I have a girl, you're gonna be over here flipping out. Like you're gonna be over here like making a scene in a sense. We're not like it's not physical altercations, but like when I had a girl, she never approached her. But she always made my life a living hell. Like, I don't want her around I don't want that bitch around my daughter, blah, 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 blah.
It was partially
it was all
entertaining,
bark,
by
no
the way.
bite. Though. It was all bark.
It was.
And you guys,
I seen this whole thing since
and it
the
was all
beginning.
bark, no bite, because she never even approached her, like, or nothing like that. But what was I saying?
No, we were talking about
how do you do it?
Oh no! When so I always told her like when she presented me, because she did it 3 times, she did it this last time, which she seems she's very happy with. And I always thought that like we have to set a good example for our daughter. Like, and first of all, the field that I work in, that I don't trust no man. Like, you need to know that stuff exists where like stuff happens and you can't trust nobody. So, I put my trust in you that you're not gonna let this guy be around my daughter alone. And then I have a conversation with the guy. Just have one conversation with the guy, because there's 3 times she's presented me to them. And I'm just keep it real. I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna get involved in your relationship. I'm a very mature guy, but listen, like, I don't want you around my daughter alone, and please respect my daughter. If you ever disrespect her, let's find something out. There's gonna be some problems, and I hope you can respect it as men. And I'm not here to threaten you, but I do whatever for my daughter. So let's just. And for the 3 times they've been respectful, I think. But my thing, like, I don't want to like shit on my baby mama at all, because I do love her as a friend. But I'm like, dang, dude, you can't pick. Good. The guy that she's with now is promising, but I'm like, dang, yo, you can't pick like.
Try him out.
I'm like, yo, because sometimes I'm like,
you
man,
gotta give him a chance.
I'm like, dude,
But
come on. I could tell from just meeting him that this is not like a guy that's gonna be like long
And that
term.
sucks because your child is being exposed to that in and out of men in their mom's lives, right?
Right.
But at least she's leaving when she finds out that it's not a good fit for her. So maybe the child can
Is
also
she
see
leaving or
that.
is he leaving?
Okay.
That's a good point.
I'm just saying, raising girls are hard.
I do think it's important though to have that sit down, that conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And on the other side, I think it's important for the person that is dating someone with a child to have boundaries. Like, you're not their mom.
Yep.
You're
Right,
not there
right.
to make decisions.
Yep.
You're not there to educate, I guess, right, to the word, or to you have to discipline. That's the word. To discipline them, because I do see a lot like on the outside of people that are that they let their partner completely take over and dismiss that there is another parent. And now that I am a parent, I understand 100% why she felt the way she felt towards me, because I was too motherly to her child, and I get it, because I would feel some type of way too. Because
Would
now
you have to have like that was like a boundary you should have set?
I think so. I was really young, right? I was 18, 19, right? Like, she was a young mother. He was, I guess, a young father, a little older, but a younger father too. So I think that like we just lacked the maturity at that point and awareness. But now that I'm older, that I have kids, we did towards the end of the relationship, we had gotten into a really good place where we were all co-parenting, like her with her husband and me with him. But now looking on the outside, I say that like you as a person that's in a relationship with somebody with a child, you should respect the boundaries that the other person has.
For sure.
Okay, so this is what we mean about our podcast, always relating to motherhood.
Right?
So, let's jump the subject. Let's do something.
All right, let's switch up the
I thought it
subject.
was a good topic.
Yeah.
I don't know why we
good
gotta-
topic.
No,
Don't
but-
move
Okay,
away from
let
that.
me ask this last question. I'm asking to
Do your
Michelle.
thing, bro. Go ahead.
Yes, make
Listen.
it talk.
Listen, because sometimes in the podcast, editing trust me, content creation, editing is tough. I know you have kids, you have a family, and you're moving. I believe you moved.
Yeah.
How do you balance everything
So sad.
with editing and everything? Because I be I'll be home frustrated editing, and my wife, you know, she understands it. But you got a family, kids. How you balance everything?
Are you just
I enjoy it. Yeah, I'm really like organized too. Like that's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
And when I start to get frustrated, I'm like, all right, let's take a break. Like I'm okay with like, it's not like, oh, I failed, so like, let me keep going. You know, it's like I need a break. I need a mental break.
Yeah, of course.
I think the most difficult part is when it's the back and forth, right? Like I'm making videos and I'm sending it out to them and it's the opinion. Now I'm going back. So it's like, that's the time consuming
Michelle
part.
hates the opinion.
I don't. I don't. Send it to you. But they have a lot of opinions.
Oh, I'm going to send it to you, say it's perfect. If you don't, I'm going to be upset.
So even for today, right? We were setting up the logos.
Yeah.
She sends it and I was like, send me the link that I can edit. I'm going to just mess around with it a little bit. So all I did really was like shorten the font and fix something.
Yeah.
She said, I'm a mess. She didn't say a little bit. She said, I'm going to mess around with it.
I send it back. Cool. And she goes,
no problem.
Yeah, she's like, I worked hard on this, but whatever.
No, I was super cool about it. No.
You didn't even change anything. I was like, the font. I changed the font. It looks nicer. It looks neater. And then Fernando was like, yo, her ego is real.
Again, text message, you take it completely different. But it was just like, I went on it thinking she sent something completely like, bam, you know, like different. Like you could see it.
Right.
But it was just like, you added like 2 words and you moved the little icons, you made them smaller and moved it in a little bit. And I was like, bitch. It's fine.
Yeah. She's like, there's no difference.
Hey. And then they're like, it's your ego. I was like, not what I'm
She never admits to her ego. It's okay, Michelle.
Yeah, but what do you mean? I thought like you do you admit to having a big ego or just being stubborn?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't even think it's
perfect 2 words for Michelle.
No, because I feel like ego is like a very strong word.
Stubborn. You could ask. I used to be a teacher.
Right there.
Right, thank you.
I was real stubborn.
You could ask my ex bosses. They always on my like teach point. It was like she's so great at taking like feedback and changing
it up.
We're
not not paying you, so you don't gotta take our feedback.
Exactly.
Stubborn.
No, exactly. You're not paying me to do this. I do this for fun. So it's like, no. It was just the back and forth.
Yeah.
I don't think
So you're not stubborn?
No.
I'm gonna like. Did you admit it, or did we like skip over
the one thing that Michelle?
Why don't we pass this all the way to
They
Robbie?
just don't know what they're talking about.
He wants
you guys. You mind?
Hold it without dropping
don't show the logo.
Yeah, you guys
it's not being sponsored.
Oh, you be sponsored.
Yeah, don't show the logo. You're not doing that.
Companies that want to sponsor.
All right, let me finish because I got another question for you.
Oh, me?
Well, you guys.
Spotlight.
You used to hand in your essay like 3 days in advance, right? Prior to the due date? Were you one of those?
My essay?
You used to hand in your
So here's the thing.
3 days before.
Even though I was an English language arts teacher, horrible at writing and reading. I didn't like reading.
That's really nice to know that we're putting kids in schools with teachers that are horrible at writing and reading.
But look at the data.
Right.
Look at the data. My kids grew like tremendously. Okay, but bring it back to the whole essay.
Right.
Because of this is why I stutter a lot sometimes. Like not stutter, but like I have to stop and think about what I'm talking about. Because in my head, I'm speaking Portuguese.
Go ahead, speak
And
some Portuguese.
But then for me to speak, I have to speak both languages at the same time. That's the only way that all the words are going to come out fluently. Like my sentence will come out fluently if I'm speaking both languages. So no, I didn't hand it in early unless the teacher was like, I'll help you with this. Submit what you have and then I'll do it early. But
listen, he would hand it in maybe like 3 days, 4 days late, and he would have a crazy story with it.
Oh,
like,
gosh.
listen, my dad got hit. My dad got hit by a car, and he was in the hospital.
I wouldn't do it 3, 4 days.
And I had to go and go see him
3 hours before the
listen, my students
date,
used to
I'll
do
make a
that. I'm like,
story.
for what? Just hand it in. Don't give me any excuses. I got you.
I have.
I was so
I think something's really funny right now. Ready?
Yeah.
You just said you think you guys are very alike, right?
Yeah.
We're like, we just be showing it.
That's it. Oh, we definitely are like.
I'm doing all the work.
Yeah. Listen,
the male version
when
of
I
us.
do a video, I send it to them after it's done. He knows better not to say shit. He even says, we should do this. I'm like, yo, shut the hell up, man. I posted this.
All the time.
I posted this.
I'll be like, yo, bro, whatever that font, it's like,
Yo, you want
Literally.
biggest fight we have?
Hilarious.
When you girl, it's your job. Just take over. Do the shit.
Send something and then she'll say, you should change it to this. And she'll be like, why don't you
we
change
hate
it?
that.
Why don't you go on and
literally.
We
change
hate
it?
that.
Why don't
Because
you do it?
we invested our time into
Confuse
this.
you.
Because
I say change
it's a
it to
team
this.
thing, guys. You know what I mean?
You enjoy doing it.
Wait.
I enjoy getting
We have a
feedback.
therapist in the house. I have a question.
Yeah.
Is this whole like using you really a thing that you should not use you when you're speaking?
And communication.
When you're communicating?
It's definitely a thing.
Wait. Come on. You don't need a therapist to tell you that.
You should use we.
We, I.
And
So
what,
what?
we're like,
We are feeling offended?
Oh, no.
Oh, you're talking about like that.
No,
I
it's an
think-
attack. You know how you attack
You gotta say
someone?
I
You say you.
statements.
It should be more like
I
I
statement.
feel.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm not the therapist. Ask this guy.
Yep.
Let him go. Let him go.
Yeah.
Let him speak this out.
It sounds like Ricardo does
Or when you're
therapy on the
dealing with
low.
something
though.
like
Yo, literally.
like when say parenting or say like you know like it's not like it's like we should do a better job at like it's like more like not
teamwork.
so direct.
It's a
like,
teamwork thing.
Yep. Or like like if I'm a husband or you know if I have my girl and you have your girl and you're doing something, we have to be like, hey man, like we should be better at communicating with our girl. We should.
So
we
it's
should be
not
better.
just a them thing.
Yep, it's just not a them.
I
thing.
think
It's
a
like
good.
attack thing.
This is something that I told Dunny. This is a few years ago because, you know, us girl. I don't know if you guys do this too, but sometimes we need a little support when we're communicating or we're venting and we're like, oh, I'm gonna send him this, and
Yeah, of course.
sends me.
Yeah, we do that.
Let's do the
Definitely.
screenshot thing. So there was once that Dunny was texting someone a whole paragraph, and it's like, you make me feel like I'm the worst person in the world because you don't know how to, and you this. The whole paragraph was like, you. And I was like, Dunny, change all those yous to I. So instead of saying like, you're the worst and you make me feel terrible, it's like, I feel terrible
yeah.
when you do that. And that makes me feel so that it's
Yeah,
not.
that's real therapy. Was this like to like a dude or a family member?
It was
No,
a,
I think it was to her.
Or-
Oh, 'cause
Honestly, I think
if
the
it-
argument was between me and her, and she said, "You,
Oh.
you."
If it's to a family
Oh,
member,
I thought it was.
yes,
I thought it was.
And so
one
she
of your
felt
exes.
attacked.
No, if it's to a
She
family
She felt
member,
very attacked.
I
Got
think it was like a
defensive.
conversation
I'm
between me
viewing you to death if you're my fucking family member or
Yeah,
my brother.
but then
You
the problem
a
is that
fucking
Fernanda-
bitch, motherfucker, blah, blah,
Fernanda
blah.
does, Fernanda does
It was
therapy, so
tricky.
she's always like throwing shit out. And it was like, all right, Fernanda, can we just
Well, the
like,
thing, right?
Well, you like to hold on to things?
the what?
Do you like to hold on to like things? Like, do you like if something
I like to
happened like
communicate
yesterday?
things.
It's like
she does
I need to get it
therapy.
off my chest. Like I need. If
What
not,
if she didn't do therapy?
You know, I've been better. I used to be really bad where I used to like, you did something that bothered me and I would hold on to it. And then I'd be like super passive aggressive about it for like 3 weeks straight. I'm good now at holding on to it, but like strategically, I'm
Right.
bothered. I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to see if it passes. I'm going to see if it's really bothering me, if it's just a moment. And if 3 weeks from now it's still bothering me, I'm going to
you
say
take
something.
that much time to think about this.
A month, 2
All right,
months.
let me
And
ask
she'll
this.
text you and
She does
say, "I need
therapy.
space
Which
from
one of you guys would you say is the most masculine?
Depends. I think.
It's the
Ooh,
most
that's so
masculine.
What? As in
hard.
what? Masculine as in what? Like don't have feelings? That's definitely Michelle.
Oh, chill. What are you saying? The men don't have feelings?
Absolutely.
No, masculinity is like farther from their femininity. Yeah, that's
You know what's interesting? I
think
think we all have a little bit of it in different ways.
what I'm asking. Who's the most?
I think I am.
You think you're the most
Mm.
masculine
not a
out of the
girly
three?
That's
girl.
crazy though,
I'm not a
because you be
girly.
cooking and cleaning, and that's very nurturing.
Yeah,
which
but I
is
learned that with
feminine.
my dad. Like my dad taught me how to cook.
Okay.
So like I didn't.
I
it's
feel
not-
Michelle,
don't
Michelle
think
looks like
it's
she wants to say herself. It look like you want to volunteer yourself. Like, oh, you do want to say yourself.
Minutes.
Oh, all three of you just.
No, I think it's different ways. I can see you, and I can see
This is like
you,
when
and
the
I-
girl says, like, is she a 10? Yeah, she all bawdy, and you know she not. Yeah. This is it right here. They're like, no, I'm the most masculine. No, I'm the most.
I don't care what nobody says.
Thank you,
I don't care what
Michelle.
nobody says.
You see, this is what we're talking about. You're so cool. That's cool. That's very
Listen.
motherly of you, though.
very much.
Yeah. Go ahead. So,
So I guess I'm not masculine.
do you feel
I'm
like,
divine feminine.
I feel like Michelle's the least masculine.
ooh.
Yeah, I think it depends
Yeah.
on what aspect you're saying.
There's no aspect that you're
There
masculine.
is.
You're
No,
you're
there
out of a
is.
very you're out of far from your femininity, your sensitive soft side, or you're like a very super independent. I need no man. I can do this on my own. Like
That's me.
That makes-
I'll put the TV up
Feminine?
myself.
That's me.
That's me.
What? No, that's you because
all you.
that's you because you're not in a relationship. But I feel like if you were in a relationship, you would want him to be doing all that for you.
Right. So when no, seriously, when I'm
Right.
29,
I'm
my
more of the,
birthday.
like
I don't know how to do shit, so
So she's
You know how to edit.
I think we're-
She's the least masculine.
Right.
Yeah, but Michelle's emotionally distant.
Right.
So in that sense, I would consider that a masculine trait.
Well, she's a what? Say that.
Emotionally distant.
See therapy.
That's a masculine.
No,
trait?
well, why don't you break that down? What
I
does
don't know
that
if
mean?
that's a masculine.
What does that
trait.
mean? Emotionally distant.
I'm gonna use an example now. She's moving to Florida,
Avoidant.
and she's not just like she didn't plan to move. She just packed up and left.
Oh, that's
And
what
she's
Robbie would
she's
do.
upset that we're crying that she's moving.
I'm not upset.
You told us to get over it today.
She don't care. You
And
know?
we feel like she don't care that she's moving. She's like, yeah, guys, I'm moving to Florida.
It's just like, I'm not dying, you guys.
She's gonna
Like,
come back and
Oh,
be
that's-
like,
oh,
cute.
like, you know?
Yeah, but like, you know, we were used to seeing each other
Yeah,
every
don't miss
weekend.
you.
Like,
Yeah,
she's the
yeah.
godmother of my
Yeah.
children.
So
And
about it is as if
Yeah.
I'm dying. I'm not dying. The Lord still got, he's still got things for me to do here. So,
Yeah.
In
it's just
Florida,
like,
though.
okay, but like,
and Florida's expensive right now. Have you guys seen the tickets?
Oh,
Yeah.
Like $700
They're
bucks round
big.
trip.
they're like to the extent where
Everywhere
they're
it's
saying that
expensive.
my baby girl, whenever they see her again, she's gonna be
It's a
like
fact.
not even know how to pronounce Connecticut. She's gonna be like Communicate. I was like, yo, we're not going to like Europe or anything. Like
Yeah.
coming back speaking like British and shit. Like
oh, man.
I think our fear is that we grew up so close that like even when
I
I
get
moved
it.
to Brazil
Yeah.
for a
Oh,
while,
for
when I
sure.
came back, I still had the connection with them.
sure.
right.
Her daughter is 8 months today, right?
yes.
8 months today, and
She's not gonna remember anything about Connecticut.
she's not gonna remember us the way that we would like her to.
That
That's all it
sounds
is.
like you.
That would be a problem.
Well,
gonna
that's
say,
just
that
motivation
brings
for you
me-
guys to go visit.
Yeah, we'll go.
No, that's fine. It's just like
No, of
it's
course.
not the same as like
It's okay.
the
We'll be
boys.
okay. I
We'll get
agree.
over it. Whatever.
think
But the
so.
point is that like
Yeah.
she's very like disconnected from it. She's like, yeah, I'm moving.
Yeah, I'm
It's like
out.
I'm just
It
going
is
on
what it
vacation.
is.
You're a little cold about
You know,
it.
like,
Yeah.
yo,
Because
just
you
enjoy
know
the
what?
time we have, and then that's it. Get over it.
Pause. Because question to you guys: which one of you guys are the most feminine?
I have to go
Maybe
Think
him.
so?
I don't know.
I don't know. You know
No,
why? Because we're
Why?
men,
When I send,
right?
Because when I send,
Feminine?
when I send you a paragraph, I'm sending
Everyone has a little
when
bit
I
of
send you
both
a
in
text
them.
message, I'm sending
So
a girl, do I be like, oh, should I put
He's like borderline
should I put a
Diddy.
period after this, or should I capitalize my my R right
No,
now?
no,
or should
you guys-
No, Bobby would send me a picture of his outfit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, should I rock this?
Feminine?
But I think the reason why, and I don't say it because he does feminine things, you know? He's just gay. He does some gay
No
things
Diddy.
sometimes.
No
yo.
Diddy, bro.
Yo, if you get him
Oh,
enough
my
drinks,
God.
this
No
man
Diddy.
will try to touch my butt 7 times in a night.
Not
You
at
know what
all.
I mean? I don't know.
Maybe
Okay.
maybe 6.
So that's why he's like the more
Hey.
feminine.
I mean that if I like touching girls' butts, I'm the most masculine.
No.
Okay.
No, that doesn't work for females,
Lesbian.
by the way.
That's
You're
the
a
most-
lesbian. Yeah, you'll be a
that means you're the
lesbian.
most
God.
affectionate.
So,
Nah,
but
he's talking to this guy. Why? Because I slap his ass like once in a blue, so it makes him all
Remember that one
uncomfortable.
time you touched
No,
my-
but he does it jokingly though. But his brother touched our balls.
but he's
yo.
not here right now.
Okay,
So-
question though. Do you guys argue? Because
Yeah.
we argue a lot. Do you
We-
guys argue?
We argue, but not.
I don't think we argue too
Not like-
much.
not like-
Do
Nah.
you guys
not
communicate?
really.
Do you guys tell each other how you guys feel if someone upsets someone?
Oh
Yeah,
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 yeah.
pretty-
I think
Yeah.
that's the reason why we're such good friends.
I agree.
I feel like I felt if I and this happened in the past, but I felt offended maybe by something he'd done. I felt offended by him doing something, and
I'm sorry.
if I didn't
So
say anything
Fernandez.
right then and there, I
I'm
would
sorry,
just
Ricky. I love you, man.
shoot. I'll tell you this. How about this? How about this? Here's a good one. My ex. These guys would be cool with my ex.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yo, and I, after
Yo.
a while, and no, give it the benefit of the doubt. They knew my ex before I even knew her.
Yeah. That's-
But she's my ex.
So
You know what I
So what
mean?
you expected him
Time
to
out.
say?
Time out, because but they didn't chill with my ex. You get me? Like they didn't chill with her, But next thing you know, it's like she's my ex now, and these guys
They're
like
chilling with her?
they'll probably be at a party or they'll be
Not
here.
alone though.
No, not alone. I'm not saying alone, but they'll all be all hanging out, and they're part of the group, and I'm just like. And after a while, it's just like, yo, I had to talk to them about their loyalty, like, yo, and it's true, you're right. I did. I brought it to their attention.
Head, man. Give me your head. I'm sorry.
And
man.
I'm sorry, I still
So what?
hold
Did
a
you
little
guys cut her
resentment.
off?
Huh?
You guys cut her off?
I mean, yeah,
Not like
yeah.
you're cut. Just eventually, I think
We were more aware of
his feelings.
we were more aware of of his feelings, and we were more aware like when she was in that like she was in that environment or that group that we were kind of with. And so So yeah,
It's funny because that was a long time ago. So I don't remember that much because like all the weed I smoked.
But that makes sense because I would feel the same way though.
Yeah, well, there's a loyalty. Like, come on,
makes
my
sense.
boys, right?
No, yeah.
It definitely makes perfect
But
sense.
I could also see their side of like you now created a friendship with her, right? And
that's always a fine line, I think, in a relationship.
Right. And then you guys break up, and now everybody has to break up with her too.
Well, you don't have to break up, but you don't have to be chilling.
Yeah, I've done that to my sister, and I got spazzed.
But I do think I think there should be like you gotta understand too is like you have to prioritize relationships in your life.
Definitely.
And like if this is important, then you'll make time for it. You know what I mean? If this is important, then when someone comes in from the outside and tells you something about her that she said about you, you'll know her enough to not believe. You know what I mean? Right. And then know that, yeah, I got to be loyal to her. Yeah. Let me cut this person off. Or at least tell her and then we all cut her off. But you know what I mean? There's this level of loyalty. Yeah. And you got to also think like, who am I going to rely on in 10 years? I could call these guys up at any time of night. Can you call this other person that's my ex?
Right.
No, you can't.
She's not going to show up.
No, and then as soon as she gets a boyfriend, then we're all not chilling. You know what I mean? So it's like now you're going to be loyal to that or you're going to be loyal to this. And I didn't say it like that, but in other words, that's the same case. You know, you want to prioritize relationships.
So if you guys got a man, you know, this is just hypothetically, and you guys break up and they're hanging out with one of your cousins, you would feel a certain type of way?
I think in our situation, it would be really hard. Why? Because our husbands now are best friends, like more friends than we are at this point.
And but that's your husband,
right?
though.
Your husbands are friends, right?
Well, and two, like that's now we all have kids together, right? Yeah. So in a sense, they're going to be in each other's lives.
Your sister, when the many times she's broken up with her husband.
Not many. It was one time, Michelle. They had a break.
It was just two. Like
they had a break.
Right.
And I love my brother-in-law. Like he's really. We always say this to her. Like he's really good to her. But they had their issues or whatever. They had a break. And we would hang out every weekend. So he came hang out with us.
Yeah.
I'm her sister.
Yeah.
She's spazzing. She's like, what the fuck? But
we did a whole game night.
We did a whole game night without her.
They were still married?
Yeah, they were on a break. They literally were on like a break of like, okay, we need to figure out.
The make it or
break
it are all like
but our
boys,
husbands are all boys, right?
And they were there as well.
Right, because we used to hang out all six of us.
It was appetizer, game night, Uno.
Right.
Yeah,
and in a sense, she also appreciated that he wasn't out at a bar and we weren't taking him out to go hang out at other places. Like he was with family.
Right.
At our house. Yeah.
So, but you guys would be okay if your boyfriends, husbands in your cases, had a girl best friend?
No.
Oh, yeah, ask that question again, bro.
Why?
That's
Can
a topic
girls have
right
guys
here.
best friends?
Do you guys be okay with your husband, future boyfriend, having a girl best friend?
It depends.
No. That's a yes or no. You can't be. It depends.
To me,
lifelong best friend?
Have they?
Whoa! Don't be talking. It doesn't matter. No, lifelong.
Right. If it's a friend that when I got into a relationship with him, that like I'm gonna respect. And also, here's the other part of it. She could have been his friend his whole life. If she couldn't respect me enough as his girlfriend at the time and now wife, then no, you can't be friends. Because there's a lot of girls that are like, well, I was his friend longer, so I'm a priority in his life. No, baby girl.
Absolutely not.
I'm the priority in his life now. Right. That's weird.
Yeah.
And I had a situation when I was dating my husband that we were at a meet and a friend of him friend of his, like longtime friend came to say hi to him. And she gave her back to me to talk to him. And I was standing right there. And I didn't like this girl for a very long time. And he was like, she's just a friend. She has a boyfriend. I don't give a shit. Ooh. She has 3 boyfriends. Like, she disrespected me the second that she came in between the two of us.
Yeah, Brazilians
and she didn't say hi to me. Because you know why? If I had walked in here the other day, we were all hanging out, and your wife was here first, I would have had said hi to her first. Before any of you. I would have went up to her.
Yeah, that's respect.
Because it's out of respect of like her understanding that like, I'm not here to funny business.
Yeah.
Yep.
And some girls don't respect that.
Remember when we were at 55 and we invited like our homegirls to come back, and then what they did is they went to go ask, because at that time we just moved out of the city. We all lived in the same house, him and his wife as well.
Yeah.
And they didn't even know his wife, but they went to my my brother's wife and said, "Hey, they invited us. Can we come over? You know, I know you live there too."
Right. That was a very
great.
That was
because of that. My wife loves them.
Because of that little small, like, you know, like those details.
And she's gonna respect these girls because she knows that these girls respect her.
No, I just think that's common courtesy. I think you should do that, right? If I walk into your house, you know, and I'm standing, I'm asking you, is it okay for me to sit? You know, or even stand outside, is it okay for me to come in? It's just common courtesy. But Michelle, would you let your husband have a girl best friend?
She didn't answer.
Will you?
I definitely answered.
No. You asked the question, lifelong best friend? No, man. The best friend they met this week. You know what I mean?
No,
that don't happen.
It's a lifelong best friend. Absolutely.
They're always lifelong best friends.
No, they're not because
they're not the best friend I have from work.
there was this girl, and
I think we all been.
I'm gonna put it out there. Everybody got their own beauties, but bitch was ugly. All right, she was nothing. She would be interested in.
Oh, so that matters.
My insecurity.
That
Before you
matters.
guys try to call that out, we were dating. She met him, like she added him on Facebook or whatever, and then like, apparently this was her best friend. My husband became her best friend. She had a whole nickname for him.
Hey.
Oh, the nickname.
What was his name?
It's real then.
Back then, and at the time I was a Pentecostal wife. All right, so yeah, y'all know the Pentecostal wife. All
Shout out
right,
Pentecost.
so back then on Facebook, you would chat with people posting on their like feed or whatever, right? Like all the time, posting.
Yeah.
What's up? And whatever his nickname was, I don't even know, something D or whatever. Oh my God, I miss you. First of all, bitch, you don't even know him. Let's start off by that. You don't even know him. And then I told them, I was like, yo, like, who does she think she is? Like, you know, he had these lifelong best friends. They were like Portuguese. I was like, yo, your girls don't even hit you up like this. Like, who is she? Right? And so I was like, nah, that's disrespectful. Because like she doesn't know who I am. She's over here blasting herself on your page. Like, I miss you. And your
did you cut her off or did he cut her off?
Oh, I absolutely cut her off. I commented on her shit. I said, first of all, who the hell are you talking to?
Yeah.
Who the hell
are
you
a Brazilian thing.
talking to?
I think it's a Brazilian thing. I think it's a girl thing. I think like there should be girl codes. I'm sure like for you guys too. Like if your girl's friend, like a friend of your wife's,
he
comes
made a famous
in.
Facebook post about it. It had like 400
What was
comments.
the post?
Oh shoot!
And
what did you post?
400,
If you can have a friend, right?
if you're my girlfriend, you can't have a guy best friend, or girls can't have guy friends.
I guess we're not alike.
Oh, no.
How did you word it?
I don't know. I worded it in a sense like, you know, because I like to double mean things. You know what I mean?
Controversial.
I'm very controversial on Facebook because I like to
messages.
engage in conversation. You know what I mean? And I like to challenge like the status quo. You know,
He was
but
challenging
it was
girls
something in
with
the
best
nature
friends.
of like,
Guy friends.
I don't know, something in the nature
about
of
girls
like, there's
can't
no
have
such
guy
thing
friends.
as a guy best friend or something like
when
that.
That's such a.
But I think
I'd like
so.
to answer.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
Unless they're gay.
one of the other lifelong
No,
best
it's
friends,
true. That's the only thing that can be friends.
It's not
he
true.
kind of
Nah,
What?
if a guy got one of these, I don't care. What I don't care.
Well, I would have my. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, Michelle.
there was another friend of his that he kind of lost contact after he moved away, but it was a childhood friend. And for our engagement party, I reconnected with her and I surprised him by inviting her to our engagement party, and he was like so happy to see her.
Okay, but when we're saying be friends, right? Are we saying like them going out to dinner together, them hanging out together?
I don't know.
Because,
That's
like,
first time out. Let's do we have to define friends?
Yeah,
Let's define
I think so,
friends.
because I
Can I
have friends
speak?
that are really
Yeah,
good friends, but
Fernanda.
we don't hang out with. I don't hang out with them without my husband.
That's fair. Oh, no, Fernanda, go ahead.
Go,
Fernanda looks like
Fernanda,
she has a gem.
Right.
Listen,
Wait, before you talk, no, you just kidding. Go ahead.
it depends, because both of these stories that were told, those are perfect examples of those examples, they cannot be friends. However, if I'm entering a relationship and my first, second, third date, he's telling me like, hey, blah, blah, I have my best, here's who I am. And here's, I have this best friend, for years. I can't wait for you to meet her. Like, let's go play pool next week. Like,
Right.
I'm cool with that. I'm like, great. As long as it's like respectful, we can do that. Now, if it's some best friend that's coming in 6 months into our relationship that I haven't heard about for the past 6 months.
Okay, but that same best friend now they hang out till 3 a.m.
Okay, now
Nope.
Talking about they hang out till 3 a.m.
Nah, that's weird.
Is it? That's what best friends. I hang out with my best friend. That's my best friend, and I'm gonna hang out with him till 3 in the morning.
Clubbing, they're at the diner at 2:30
They went to the strip club.
Nah.
All right, let's take the strip club out. Let's just go straight. Let's go.
Can we just talk about like, and I'm gonna,
Respect.
I don't know, because maybe I haven't, been in this whole dating life for a really long time. But can we just talk about how a lot of people bring out these kinds of scenarios, but in reality, that shit doesn't really exist.
That doesn't happen.
What doesn't
Can we just
exist?
talk about it?
You hanging out with your, like, after you're in a
Like,
relationship.
people put out those scenarios like, oh, can a girl have a guy best friend that they're hanging out at 3 a.m? But like in reality, shit like that doesn't really exist.
You know why though, right?
Why?
That doesn't exist.
Why?
Because the truth is that every man who gets a girl understands they cut off
everybody.
their best friend.
Yeah.
They're not everybody, because I'll still have he'll still come over on Wednesday night.
Bro.
We'll still have wings on Friday, but
Yo,
there's
I
no
had
girls
all my
coming around.
girls.
We completely cut them off.
Yeah.
Now, the only reason why we're having this conversation is because it's common for girls to believe that they can have guy best friends. Now, guys understand that if we have a female best friend, chances are, this is the truth. Chances are we're just really, 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 really unattracted to her, right? And even still, you can tell by our actions, because we probably won't pick up a phone call, or we don't chill with her as often, maybe, or we're really, really turned on by her, attracted to her.
Or is
You
that
get me?
mean? What's that
There's
mean?
no in between.
And you're trying to get.
And what I'm saying is that,
be friends until you get.
and a man would wait 20 years.
So that window.
Oh.
You think so?
Cracked.
You think so?
You know what? I can see
Then you
that. I
wait
can
that
see
long?
that. I can see that. You know why?
You
No,
think
not
so?
that
Not
long.
that he's
They'll wait for
waiting
an
on
opportunity,
purpose.
though.
Not that he's waiting on purpose, but let's
What
say,
if-
like, if I have a longtime friend and then me and Ricky down the line, we're not together, right? I don't even want to put that in existence, but let's say we're not together.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, it's hypothetical.
Right,
Yeah,
hypothetical.
God forbid.
Then I go cry to my friend, right? To my best friend.
Yeah.
He now sees the opportunity to give me what I'm missing, because I'm telling him everything that I needed from my man, right? Oh, he didn't do this for me. He didn't do that for me. That's what I was missing. And if he's attracted to me and he's like, I could take you out on dates. I can buy.
No, he's been doing that the whole time, by the way.
Right.
He's been doing that for a while. But go ahead.
If
Before I continue, because I can keep going. Go ahead.
kind of attraction, I think that there might be an opportunity at some point. If
You're right, though.
he
You're
will
right.
not disrespect you while you're in the relationship.
And isn't that all that matters?
What, that he doesn't disrespect you while you're in a
that's
relationship?
weird to me. That's weird to me. If you were my friend for 20
You
years,
saying he had
and
the
then-
agenda.
and when you saw me bending
weird
down,
for
you
you, but
know
that's not
something
weird
about
for a
it.
guy.
Like it was 20 years ago.
No, that's weird to me. If I was walking
not
by
weird
and in
for
your
a
mind
guy.
you're like, "Yo, she's hot."
Yeah, what does that mean?
No, but
right?
guys are opportunists though, like crazy. Guys have hidden agendas, and I could 90%, 80% of dudes have hidden agendas. And
Listen,
that's
okay,
fact.
pause.
I would say 99%, by the way, not 90. 99.
Yeah.
I am hot. So, yes, if a
You wanna put
guy,
AC on?
whatever,
Just kidding.
approaches me,
Sorry,
I
sorry.
friend zone him.
All right.
Yeah.
Listen, you can stay and be my friend, and we're gonna be friends, or you cannot stay because we're gonna be
No, that's
friends.
But you know he's attracted to you, and he's also
But you set those
physically, and
boundaries,
then you
though.
call him.
Like,
Would
you
you be
set those
calling him your best
boundaries.
friend for moving forward?
I have a male best friend who's actually my best friend. Do you
Who's
guys think
sexually attracted
I'm
to
not
you?
gonna? I don't know, and I don't care.
But if he was, though,
I'm sure he could be. Sure.
I think that if you are in a relationship, you won't be hanging out with him for coffee and doing things with him. Like, I think that your man would feel some type of way. I don't know, unless you got a guy that's okay with you hanging out with another dude. But I don't think that my husband would be okay with me saying to him, "I'm
You
going out."
you hang out with
culture
Carlos.
I don't hang out with Carlos by myself. I don't ever hang
That
out
was
with Carlos
my
by
last
myself.
What?
point that I was
Say
going
it
to bring
again?
up.
The American culture. Like
What about
if she finds a husband in the American culture,
It's
They're
your.
more
that's
okay
norm.
about it.
You're-
I'm sorry. I want to make
too.
sure I'm hearing you understand you correctly. When you say American culture, you talking about white
Yes.
dudes. White dudes will be
With
okay.
people like women, men, they're okay with it, and
Yeah, that's-
we've tested this at my job.
and I think it's high class, upper class.
No, yeah, they're called. Yeah, they become swingers.
Right.
They become swingers.
You ever
Next
been to
thing you
swingers
know,
party?
those people aren't satisfied because they think that they could buy happiness.
But
so what they do is also probably have open relationships.
But I like what you said. Though. It comes down to boundaries. It comes down to boundaries. At the end, we'll close it out with what close out. It comes to boundaries. She has to put boundaries. You have to girl has to put boundaries.
Right.
No. The boundary is cut them off. Say this is great because check this out. If you can't invite them to your wedding, then chances are they really weren't your friend. And if you can't be trusted alone with them in a room, right? If a guy, by the way, just like girls
do both, then
no, just like girls have a hunch. Oh, that bitch likes you. You know, like you would do that. You probably do that to your husband.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you do that to your husband. You probably did it one time at least to one of your boyfriends. So, oh, that bitch likes you, and he probably is like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Like, I know you know, because you guys have that sense. A nigga, a dude has the sense.
A what?
That nigga wants to bone you. He does. And I don't care how you
mean?
feel like it's okay because I friend zoned him. It's okay because I friend zoned him. But it doesn't matter about you because
he's still having thoughts.
Ultimately, it's like if I had the motive to kill a cat, you wouldn't leave me alone with that cat. If you said Ricardo has a motive to hurt this animal, you would be like, I wouldn't leave him alone with that animal. Just like a guy knows this nigga wants to have sex with you, I wouldn't leave him alone with my girl.
Your man goes out with her to the bar. They get don't.
Wait, can you guys tell her why it's not an insecurity before I go into it?
Okay.
There's a great topic.
Go ahead.
Listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I trust my man.
Yeah.
I do. Now where we are
Ricky
in my
can go outside.
And it's not because I don't trust him. It's because I don't trust what's out there.
Okay, so you don't trust him because if you trusted him, you'd trust that if something approached him,
temptation is out there. Drinking, you know what I'm saying? Like
I knew it was a Brazilian thing.
What I'm saying is like once you're drunk, you're not thinking straight.
That's a fact.
I've drank before to the point where I don't even remember what I was doing 2 hours before I got fucked up.
That's true though.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then a girl, and he's out. This girl takes advantage that he's drunk and is like, I'm gonna try to get with him. Throws a kiss.
They're out there.
Even a kiss, right? Throws a kiss. Even if in that moment he realizes like, oh fuck, I got a wife at home. I don't know what, but like even that kiss for me is too much.
No, sure.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. It would be too much.
Even if he's like, nah, you got to think that there are people out there with motives that they will not respect you. They don't give a shit.
There you go.
Who you are.
You hit it on his head. It's respect.
They don't respect your relationship.
It's respect.
They might respect it in front of you, but if they have a ulterior motive, like the boys are saying, like it's gonna happen. Why am I gonna put my man out there to take those chances?
What?
I believe in freedom.
But I know what you're saying though. You're more like fuck it. I don't care what they think or they're hitting agendas. I know what I am. I know my boundaries. I know what I want. I know the boundaries that I put.
But what would you? What's wrong with that though? Well, if you was to say there was something wrong with that, what would you say? Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with the way she.
As a therapist,
no, I would just say like let's keep it 100% and knowing like that's great. You feel that way, but understand too that we're talking about when she's like a single woman, right? Or her that she's single in a sense where she has friends that are guys, right? Knowing that she's secure in herself, secure and knowing that like she's putting boundaries already and like kind of friend zoning them and putting those boundaries. Because once we get those boundaries put on us, then our hidden agendas are more like that we're not as like
kind of on you. It's on you.
Yeah, and a man would be patient. A man would be still patient.
That's cool for
no, but it has nothing to do.
How long would you be patient for?
Huh?
He can
maybe a year.
It's hard because there is people who are like I think the word is malicious.
Yeah.
And I get that, and I also get like where Fernando's coming from, where it's like, this is what you are. You're gonna stay that way no matter.
And I make it very clear in any. It's a built relationship.
But it's true. There's men and women that are malicious and who will sit there and plot because they do. Because we've seen it. It's not just the telenovela, the novelas.
Seen it firsthand.
Right? Like they will sit there and they will even plot if they have to try to take the man. Right? They won't ever say it to the best friend, like, oh, like I like you and I'm gonna find a way to get you, even though you got a girlfriend or a wife or whatever. Like they'll sit here and
they should.
They'll make your wife or girlfriend look crazy.
Yeah. I think
so I get the both sides, but I do understand where you guys are coming from. Like they're in for example, your that friend, like, he really is just your friend.
He really is
like,
my
he
friend.
doesn't mean anything other than that, because we see that he has various. I know we're gonna go with this.
Yeah.
He has various other,
You know.
best friends.
He's good.
No,
And
if
he
people-
doesn't have various.
So-
He's really not.
No,
He's really
but
not.
Ricardo,
Friend zoned a lot.
he also this is the Facebook post that, like, when people were coming at you and stuff, you also deal with, like, absolutes. You also deal with, like, it's either 0 or 100%. Like,
Oh no, I like the
like
challenge.
you don't give
I
like
the
20%
challenge.
of the benefit of the doubt of the other
No,
guys. in the sense where,
because
like,
there's always an exception
Yeah.
in
But,
everything.
but here,
But you know what to your point is 0 or nothing.
Mhm.
You are more than welcome to be the kind of spouse or significant other or, you know, husband, boyfriend, whatever.
Your choice.
If that's something that you expect from your significant other,
Well,
like,
no,
it's
that's
either
cute.
Yes, or
No, that's a cute way to put it. I think ultimately we're talking generalizing. No, we're generalizing here.
shouldn't
We're not
do.
talking about specifics here. And we're not talking about personal, because
Yeah.
personally, we can get into my personals. What I personally prefer is what I
you
mean.
would prefer her to have a
But
friend.
what I'm stating is the
But it's
truth. It's the truth. The truth of it all.
overall, generally,
It's a general truth, and we're not talking about the exception, because everyone likes to act like they're the exception, which is cool because we're
Until
all
it happens to
different.
you. Until it happens. to
No,
you.
no, but we're all different. So of course we're the exception somehow. Something is we're different from everyone. But the truth is, in general, if a guy comes up to me, right? If I'm you, if a guy comes up to me and I know from the get his motives,
Yep.
I then friend zone him.
Mhm.
Then I keep him around.
Mm-hmm.
What I am doing, right?
Yes.
One is leading him on.
Mhm.
Two, I'm keeping myself a backup.
Yep.
For my
Mm.
next
Yeah.
one that I might like, and if that doesn't work,
I'll
at
come
least
back
I
to this
have
friend.
this
I got
one I
you.
hear. And you don't probably not in the frontal of your brain doing that, but subconsciously
No.
it's what you're doing.
Let me. I love that, because I get it, and I agree that when me and this friend of mine became friends, you're gonna like this part. That's how it started. First date, went on a date. At the end of the day, I was like, I'm not really feeling it. So afterwards, I was like, hey, listen, like, I think it's better if we just be friends. Took us some time to, space happen, and then, we reach out, and then we actually became friends. And so it's been 5 years now, and we really are genuinely friends. And I'm blanking onto what I wanted to say to you, and now dang it, I'm sorry, I lost it. I was going to say
sangria.
something.
It's
but if you were giving him a chance, he'll probably pursue you, maybe.
I think he tried pursuing me. He understood that it's not going to happen.
Did you guys actually hook up?
No, never, nothing.
Because I was gonna say, like, there's different. I think the friendship, if you're like friends for a while without hooking up, but if you hooked up, then that's kind of
already, yeah. I think you already crossed that.
I agree.
Right?
The hooking up.
Yeah. I'm talking.
Got it. I got it. I'm sorry. Let me come back. And in the beginning, the two reasons, keeping him as backup, I had this very big flaw of mine where I used him for attention for some time. So, like, I kept him around for attention because he's funny, he flirts,
Right.
it's the whole
Take you
thing.
out on
And
dates.
he's your best friend.
Even though we were friends at the time it was like, we're friends, but I was being toxic, actually toxic. And I was using it for attention.
Now she's toxic.
Now I'm not. I'm very aware of myself.
And you say I'm just a friend.
Therapy.
Guys,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I'm serious. I think that's the difference, though. I think coming from the
Yeah.
girl side and the guys, like, if you're doing it for that reason, if I was doing it for attention, then yeah, we're probably not friends. But like, I think me and him came to this point where we actually genuinely were friends.
Right,
and to our point, if in 20 years, that happens in 20 years, and that's like, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys.
No, that's
I
a
think
song.
that hit me.
If it happens, it happens.
It is what it is. It's-
Listen, I get it. You're trying to defend your point, and we understand. Because I could agree there is an exception.
Okay, so
I do agree there's an exception,
I'm asking.
and you might be the exception, right?
No, I'm not saying I'm the exception. I
No,
don't want you to
no,
try
no,
to
you're
put it
mental-
that way, 'cause you're
the way you're-
generalizing, but you're the exception.
Yo,
That's
but-
so-
You're right. You're right. All right, but let's put it like this, though. There is an exception. However, we could all agree that an opposite sex best friend
It's hard to find.
complicates relationships.
Yeah.
It's just complicated.
I think you need to know how to set boundaries once you're in a
It's
relationship.
just complicated.
Because she brought up a really good friend of mine, Carlos, right?
Yeah.
Me and Carlos were really good friends way before Ricky, and we have gone through some shit.
I like this name dropping thing, by the way. Just keep dropping names. So.
You want his last name too?
He
probably listens
This
to
is
your
Instagram.
podcast.
Yeah.
But we went through some shit through our lives that like we are going to be connected forever in the sense of like he's grateful for our friendship. I'm grateful for his friendship, right? But once I did get into a relationship, me and him, we don't text all the time. We check up on each other like, hey, how are you? How are the kids? Whatever.
But that's how
we don't hang out. We don't go out for dinner.
Platonic.
You know, when we hang out when like, because now he's friends with my husband now because we were so cool. And I set that boundary.
That's how it works.
Yeah, but I set that boundary with my husband.
That's
When
how it
we
works.
started a relationship, I said, listen, Carlos is somebody that's going to be in my life
I'm confused.
forever. Right?
I feel you.
No, because what I'm saying is like, we're friends.
They're not, but they can.
But I don't hang out with him.
They don't hang
I
out.
don't be texting him about my life.
Right.
I don't be texting him about my relationship.
But before your husband, you guys had a lot of more alone time.
Yes, we used to go out together all the time. We used to hang out a lot.
friends. Friends then, a different kind of friendship and a new kind of friendship.
They're
So
not
we're
that
not
friends.
that friends anymore
They're not
because
that
like
He's invited to every party ever.
yes, but that's the
That's friendship.
Yes,
Right.
but we're not. We can't say we're I'm sure he has people in his life that he communicates way more than I don't. I feel like on my
That's
phone,
fine,
and
but you guys
I
are
think it may be
friends.
months to the last time we
Probably
talked.
talks to her husband.
Right, he probably talks to my husband more than he talks to me at this point.
That's pretty cool, though.
Right,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say like he's my male best friend, but that's because I don't maintain those friendships.
No,
with
but now he's your husband's friend.
right now he's my husband's friend.
Right.
Which
But
makes
he's
it
also
okay.
your
Right,
friend.
and now I'm friends with his wife.
Yeah.
And now our kids are gonna hang out
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That's
But what I
that
think-
right there is classic How to Live in America in 1960s right there. Best
but-
friends, they become friends with this couple, and then
friends.
that's exactly I think is normal.
So let me add this though. I think I don't know. Okay, my situation. Now that I'm thinking about it, because with your question, I'm like, all right. So my wife, before she got with me, she has a best friend. Because I'm always with the mindset
I
that
know who you're talking about.
I'm always the same. I'm with the same mindset. Like a guy's always gonna try to see if he was always gonna try to find the opportunity. So before I met her, she has a best friend that. Best friends. One night he tried to like sleep with her. Like he was like, listen, like
You're crossing the boundary.
That's it. That's when she cuts him off.
no, but he put the boundary.
That's
like, straight up. It wasn't. He basically he made, hey, why don't we sleep in the same bed or something? And she quickly crossed the boundary.
I'll find you a girl to
So,
sleep in bed with.
I met
It ain't
him,
gonna be
man.
me.
Yeah, I met him. And he was cool. So she told me this story, but I wasn't like, I don't want you to hang out with him no more because I knew that was her best friend, and for me, he didn't cause me any threat. You know what I'm saying? He didn't cause me any threat, anything that.
And you trusted your wife?
Yeah,
That's
And
it.
he respected your
That's it.
relationship.
I didn't feel any threat where I was like, yo, nah, you can't chill
You
with
guys,
me no more.
can I?
But he
can-
always
can I
hangs
just
out
say
with all
something?
these girls, really Brazilian girls, and I know I'm like, dude.
No, he's trying to smash all of them.
Yeah, he tries to
If they would give
Yeah,
him
he
a
tries to smash
chance,
all of them,
Exactly.
right? See?
All of them.
they be like taking pictures of my best friend.
No, let me tell you how
all
this
over
is how it
Instagram.
works, right? Danny,
Laughing, bro.
Dan, we're married, right? This is your best friend, right? Right, this is your best friend. And now when you go to your best friend to complain about our marriage, you know what he's doing? Man, you know what? You deserve better.
Yes,
Sometimes,
Yes, that's
so
true.
that's why I'm saying
but at the same time, the reason
this
why
is all that's happening, ladies, whether you believe it or
for
not.
sure.
I roll.
My,
For sure.
my,
For sure.
it happens. My first young relationship, I was dating the kid for 6 years. My best friend at work that I was crying to about my relationship, he was like, you deserve better. You deserve.
Of
Let me
course.
take you out.
Yes.
I broke up with my ex to be with the new guy.
That's
because
because
he
you were
could
young
get me
and
better.
stupid.
No, don't worry. She's
No,
still
but-
young.
And
Yes,
that
so-
happens.
She's not young and stupid.
I'm married now. I
Stupid.
don't want to date nobody
Yo,
anymore.
listen. Yo,
She's smart now.
The whole time that I was crying to him, he had a whole agenda of like,
And he was
Yeah.
a
of
show her.
course.
Wait.
Every
course.
guy, every guy.
Yeah.
And then he was a shitty ass
he
person.
Is, right, he is.
Well, obviously, I didn't know it. I knew it ended, and I knew he was
No.
shitty. Obvious.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the difference between someone you can be friends with and someone you can't be friends with.
Right.
A shitty person ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
A good person is a good
So I'm a shitty person because there's this girl who I want to be cool with because I want to sleep with, and I don't mind good conversation. But am I a shitty
No,
person?
you're not shitty. And guess what? That girl,
yeah.
she's gonna be like, listen, I'm not gonna sleep with you. So you can either hit me up next week or hit that person up next week, or
You cannot.
No, I'm gonna keep hitting her up. I'm gonna keep hitting her up. And then when she talks about her new man,
what are you gonna do?
I'm be like, wow, I'm happy for you, but
No,
I feel like he's not your type.
Is he doing what he had supposed to be doing?
I feel like he's not your type. I feel like
you gotta do what a guy would do.
you could be better.
Way too much energy on a girl who don't want you.
I tell you, guys are patient.
If they're friends and there was never a sexual tension there, then cool, they're gonna be friends. I think that if you cross the boundary where there was some kind of sexual tension or it's something that he tried, I don't think.
Let me tell you. Can I just go down? I'm gonna bring it down to like our animal instinct. This is how it goes.
Guys are
no, check this out.
More sexually.
No. That's what I was gonna say. No. Let me just say this.
Hold on.
Women, check this out. Women.
Let's listen.
Let me just say. Let me start with men.
There he is.
Men like to chase. We like to hunt. So my best friend, this girl that doesn't want me, it doesn't matter. No, but women like what though? Attention.
Yeah.
So what happens is I'm the hunter, you're the attention seeker. We worked well together, even if we're not. So you're going to always want what I got, and I'm always want to chase what you have because that is just our innate instinct. You're going to want the attention. Your man, your husband, Michelle, your husband does something that gets you a little upset. You throw a selfie on Instagram.
Perfect. No. Wrong girls.
No, obviously she got the skirt on. But I don't know. You're right. It was definitely the slit that made me think you were daring. My bad.
Why don't we ask this question? All right.
Yeah, they're not gonna understand.
They will.
They're gonna be like, what? You stared at her skirt?
When y'all were doing a podcast with us, did y'all mans had an issue with it? Like, yo, what, 3 dudes like podcast?
No, I actually was talking to Ricky about it last night, and he was mad interested. Like he was asking questions about it, but I think like because there's no like. There's nothing like, hey, I'm going to go do a podcast. It's 3 dudes. Here's the layout of what we're doing. Like, there's nothing hidden, you know. I'm not holding secrets.
It's called trust.
Right, trust. And also, like, I'm not making him feel uncomfortable because I'm being open and honest about it. He even asked, like, are you guys going to go live? And I was like, I don't think we'll go live. I think we're just going to post the episode after.
To go live.
Guys, we have to keep podcasting until we're 50 so I can confirm that I'm still just friends with my friends.
Right.
And married.
And married. Did you even have time to talk to Danny about it?
It was just like, hey, I'm going to go do the podcast. And yeah.
All you had to do was like, hey, my brother knows the guy. Mikey knows this. Mikey would have been like, that's my boy.
There's a hot topic though. We gotta get other people's
opinion.
Oh yeah. So if you're watching this right now and you enjoyed any of it, if you just say Ricardo, you're 100% wrong.
If you just say, yo, Ricardo, you're a dick.
Ricardo, you seem a little too invested. What's the?
No. Somebody just said.
I'm not invested. This is everyone. All the guys want. 99% of the guys agree with me. Trust me.
Ricardo was cute prior to this episode. Was probably like, oh no, hell no, Ricardo's a fucking.
Listen, I'm telling you, 99% of dudes agree with me.
Can we sure to connect with the dudes who think that men.
Listen, if you agree with me, listen, if you agree right now, there's gonna be a poll on the real.
Can dudes have male? Can girls have male best friends?
Well, is that the rest best? We're gonna word it that way.
Your significant other have opposite gender.
Can males and females be just friends?
Nah, that's no. It specifically is about women not being able to have
about relationship.
Because I just told you men cut women off when they're ready to get married.
Not all of them. Stop.
99%. Stop, right? You gotta keep
you go to absolutes, bro. You gotta.
Why you mention the exception, though?
You can't be doing the absolutes,
bro. We go with the statistics, not the exception.
I mean, okay, can we talk about that part? Like, why you might believe that? Is it because, like, it's emotional, right? Because, like, men don't have the emotional connection.
Not my friend here. He's just unavailable. My friend here is just unavailable. We'll get to it. Yes, no.
Check this out. This is the moment.
I'm
sorry, Michelle. Sorry you got cut off.
It's just complicated. Doesn't edit out shit.
Nah.
Hey, there you go.
Jeez, that's probably why she's frustrated half the time.
The only thing I added is when I was walking through the camera
on the podcast anymore because I was like, you want to say stupid shit? Go ahead.
Go ahead, Michelle. No, say what you was gonna say though.
No, is it like? Do you feel that that is a true statement because men don't have that emotional attachment as opposed to like, everybody always says women is like emotional. Do you think that like the reason why men just cut off their best friends, even if it is a true best friend, like someone you grew up with, like childhood best friend?
Oh, because that's an exception right there, though.
Do you think it's because men are viewed as or seen as someone that a person that doesn't have like the emotional attachment and women do, and that's why it's hard for women to let go of like someone that they grew up with that's from the opposite sex? Do you think maybe that's why you have that view of
like societal construct?
That's a good point. I think so.
I think
that's why it's
no, my view,
because that's what it sounds like.
One, I don't understand the exact question.
So it's like women.
When you said he doesn't have emotions, he left
we're
it
able
there.
to cut when we get into a relationship, we're able to cut
we're kind of like a little more cold-hearted, like less sensitive or less
we're
emotional.
invested in our new and it's us. We're women. If they already have friends,
I think
they might
it's
be more
not that.
emotionally invested in their friendship.
I don't think it's because we're less emotional. I do think though it's definitely more logical, right? Not that we're less emotional. It's just we understand that if this is my person, right? I understand that I'm gonna be filling her cup.
I think and
she's gonna be filling my cup. And I can't be out here filling other people's cups.
I think the only thing that men are logical with is how to get a couch through like a door or something. Like even
nah. You just insulted all men. Come on, like we are more logical.
He just said men are more logical, women are more emotional. Well, that's what he just really did.
I didn't say that. That's science. That's science.
With what he's saying.
Yeah, like I'm not tripping. What I'm actually saying right now is true.
It's more masculine,
right? Because this is why. Because my man should be filling my cup and nobody else's cup out there. I agree with that.
What do you mean? She's right, though. She's not wrong. She's wrong. That's what I was trying to say. Like, you cut me off. I was just saying that, right?
The same way that, like, I don't think that my man would appreciate it if I'm filling up another dude's cup. While
can you imagine? Yes, exactly what I was.
That's what he said.
No, he's saying men are more logical and women are more emotional.
No, you guys
detach so quickly from the opposite.
No, I'm not saying women are less logical. I'm just saying it's not like our emotions are taking place when we're making this decision. We're being more like, what's the smartest thing to do? Not what I feel is the right thing.
Girl that told me that I'm a friend, let him keep chasing her because that's the smart thing to do.
No. Because if I had a girl, I'm not chasing you anymore.
Right.
If I had a girl, I'm cutting you off. I'm not your friend anymore. I'm not. Well, I am. You know what I mean. But like, I'm not that person anymore because I'm gonna give all that attention, all that eardrop you was giving me, everything you was venting about is no longer for you to vent. It's for my girl to vent to me. And so now you lost that friend. Now we'll just touch bases here and there.
But that's what friends, like for me, my friend that I have that's a male, it's not every day we're talking. We're just, hey, let's grab coffee every once in a while.
Mixed up.
Like,
we're
not talking about that person.
We're talking about a person that you're texting constantly that you want to go out for dinner with your husband.
You guys could have started with that. That's a whole.
We did. I even said something about coming home at 3 a.m. That's a best friend.
But the question is, can males and females be friends? Yes, they can.
Best friends. Best friends. Remember, she threw like what was it, lifelong friends in there.
Like great friends.
No.
So definitely. So when you ever hanged out with a girl that had a guy, a girl, not that had a guy, but you ever hanged out with a girl,
like even without a relationship?
with the agenda of if she gave you a shot,
bro, and I say this shamelessly. I slept with 2 girls, right? One was married, and the other one had a boyfriend.
At the same time?
Some girls at the same time?
Damn, bro, you didn't talk
listen, we don't want to know.
We're over 30. Yeah, we're over 30. We're over 30.
Yeah, we can't do
this. I know people that opened up the relationship. The girl left him.
Wait, time out. I was going somewhere with this.
Go.
Wait, we can get to that. No, we can get to that. No.
That's another topic.
This is after 11 o'clock, right?
That's another topic.
No, but to the point is that, okay, I knew at the time, obviously what she was saying was like making it sound like it's just complicated.
Is it just complicated? That's what we all say.
But that's what happened, right? And then next thing you know, like, of course, I know. So I just want to be your friend. I didn't put moves. I didn't like none of that. Like the whole shebang, you know. I didn't.
No, but in your head,
She
you were
put
like,
moves on you.
But-
You ain't do that.
But yeah, eventually after a few lunches, a few hangouts, maybe ride around, I knew.
Why her man was at home?
I don't know where he was, but
he said, I don't know where he
I
was.
didn't ask.
You were the victim in all
But
this
no, not
story.
the victim. But my whole point is that did I have a hidden agenda?
Yeah,
Yes.
100%. Actually, it wasn't really hidden if you were taking her out for drinks
I
and
wasn't taking her out. She was picking me up.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yo.
God, girl.
My point, though,
Did
did I have a hidden and she had a hidden agenda? So does it matter?
Does
like
it?
it
Did
does.
she friend zone you?
Oh, she friends on them, all right?
No,
in the
he slept with
bathroom.
her.
Right.
Yeah,
So
she
that's the
friend
difference.
zone-
That's the difference.
yeah,
Yeah.
No,
friends
but
on
my
the
head
studio.
thing, he was talking about agendas, hidden agendas, and these girls were in a position where they didn't have to entertain a friend, and I was to hit them just a friend.
That's the difference.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? No, what's the difference is what?
That you
I'm
were-
a friend.
you were the side
You shouldn't
piece.
be insecure, is what
You're
she told
picking
him.
up on the
Trying to-
slack. You're picking
That's
up on the
crazy.
slack.
You came
Yeah.
afterwards. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I
different.
agree.
That's different.
I agree with you 100%. Yo, that's the thing. Yo, guys and girls can't be best friends, even though I'm pretty sure there are
Yeah.
out there while in a relationship, even before and after. If they were best friends before a
I
relationship,
disagree.
chances are they're not going to be as
Well,
bestie.
yo,
There might be an occasional Christmas,
disagree.
greeting, birthday,
hold on.
but they're not friends.
Let me finish with this note. We'll take a break after
Yeah,
this.
we should take a break because I'm about to throw this mic, man.
So my wife's best. So the guy, I want her to be friends with her because sometimes I feel like, you know, she needs friends. You know, she has her friends, but
Yo, I hate that.
I
I
don't
hate
know.
that.
I'm cool with it.
Why do you think she needs friends? Because you don't want her up
Well,
your ass when
like
you first
lady-
have
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
because
a
my man
Brazilian
said to me all the
thing.
time, he was like,
That's
well,
a-
why don't you get some
yes.
friends?
But it's venture
Yes.
purposes, right?
Get
Right.
some friends.
You got some female friends,
Know
Michelle?
that
Yeah, me and Freddie.
No.
Jackie.
Cousin.
I'm moving. I told my husband, I was like, you know, like we're all that we got, right? And then because people are like, oh, I have your mom, and I was like, love you, mom, love you, mom. But she's my mom.
Yeah.
And I told my husband, I was like, so it's you and I. So figure this out. We gotta communicate. You're gonna be like listening to all the drama
Mhm.
because like we don't have anyone else.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. That's true.
I agree with the go find, but I already told y'all I don't like making friends. I don't like people. I don't like talking.
No,
unless it's
like
to
my
the
wife, I don't know if it's a Brazilian thing. She loves doing everything with me, yo.
Yeah.
Everything.
That is
but
beautiful.
No, that's true, though.
Yes.
Everything.
I loved
and, no,
it.
and I'm cool with that. But yeah, there's sometimes
Yo, everything.
I love it.
She gets annoyed
loves-
at us because she's like, does your man gotta go everywhere with you? Yeah, dude.
Everywhere I do, she wants to be there, and I'm like, yo, sometimes you just gotta let me be. I'm like, sometimes I'm
What's
doing
your hobby? What do you do for a hobby?
this.
Podcast.
So, baby, Tax Collectors
Yeah.
Podcast.
So even yesterday, I'm working, but I wanted to tell because she was already like drinking. I was like, yo, come over here, like bring Mars. Yeah, we chilling, you know, like just because I want to like, you know, always tell her, hey, you're always welcome.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm like, yo, sometimes like today she was like texting me, hey, I finished work early. What you doing? And I'm like,
You're
yo,
focused here.
yeah, I'm like, yo, listen. Right now, I love you, but I'm like frustrated right now. Why are you frustrated? I'm like, yo, because
I told my brother to come at 2. He came at 6.
yo, listen, we were not that, but I'm frustrated because I'm trying to get this light because the
Yeah,
whole
get
light.
everything set
I
up.
put him in front of the TV and the whole, you could tell the TV, like the
glare,
lights
the
were
glare.
showing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I'm frustrated right now. Then we got to work on the audio. And I'm like, it's better you just leave me alone. I didn't tell her this, but I was just better.
Now you did.
Just let me be. Cause I'm working right now. I'm in mode. This is production, podcasting. But
I think
anyways.
that's fair. I think that's fair for
yeah,
for
yeah.
all sides to have like their space.
definitely.
But I don't know, man. I'm okay with not having friends.
I also
So
think
good.
it's fair, like for all sides. Like it's a communication thing. Like for you,
Yeah.
you enjoy being with her, and sometimes you need your space. For her, she would like to be with you all the time,
Yeah.
and that's
All
something
the
you are gonna
time.
have to work with.
I don't
For
blame
you,
her,
it's
know? I
okay
don't
for you to
blame
find
her.
someone who is okay with not having male best friends. For me, my
Yeah,
future
everyone's
partner.
No, let's make it clear. I
Everyone-
want everyone to know that I want my girl to have at least 3 male best friends. All right.
What?
Why? So you
All
can
right.
pick them all?
I just want you to
Yo.
know that.
All right.
Listen
On-
to this.
on that-
I
on
want
that
to
note-
have 3 best friends.
All right.
On that note,
On that
All right, let's
note,
just end it right
Yeah.
there.
on
y'all.
that note, let's take a break.
Yeah.